At dawn, armies gathered beneath a gray sky, neither side advancing. All eyes fixed on the two champions, their towering warframes gleaming with dew, weapons sheathed but humming with latent power. Elberyn stood resolute in his god-forged suit, destiny burning in his gaze. Across the field, Gothric faced him, clad in crimson steel, his resolve grim. Between them, priests and commanders convened, oaths sworn, terms set.
If I won, the Illyrians will abandon Lyrica's shores.
If I prevail, I will wed Orella, uniting Van Dieren and Illyrian as one.
Peace teetered on the edge of possibility, but peace was ever Lurgo's plaything. Bound by Salistar's decree, yet unyielding, she acted in secret malice, breaching the systems of a dormant Van Dieren tank near the lines. Without warning, its turret whined, turned and fired, the shot overridden by her will. The blast tore into the Illyrian ranks. Chaos erupted. Shouts pierced the air. The duel was forgotten as soldiers surged forward. Truce shattered by apparent treachery. Missiles streaked. Plasma rounds lit the haze and dust swallowed the field. Amid the swirling battle, Elberyn fixed his gaze on Gothric. Rage and grief fueled his limbs, guiding the mighty mecha. Wyvis's death, dishonored, seared his mind. He found Gothric striding across the battlefield in his warframe. Without a word, they clashed, giant against giant. Their duel blazed across the sky. Rockets launched, searing beams lanced. clawed arms and hammering fists tore at each other. They soared in arcs of fire, circling like stars bent on destruction. Metal shrieked with each strike, the earth quaking with each blow. In a moment of perfect symmetry, they landed simultaneous hits, devastating blows, hurling both backward. Their warframes crashed into the dirt, thunder echoing. Smoke and dust choked the air. Elberyn's systems failed, lights dimmed, screens flickered out. With a grunt, he forced open the hatch and climbed from the shattered husk. Gothric, already free of his wrecked warframe, staggered forward, bloodied, breath ragged. No longer titans, no longer divine. They met as men, stripped of armor and artifice. Each drew a plasma blade and charged, the air screaming with heat and tension. Sparks flew with every clash, blades locked, muscles strained. In a sudden twist, Elberyn struck, disarming Gothric, his foe's sword skidding into the dust. Then he saw it, Wyvis's belt, slung across Gothric's chest. The final insult. Elberyn did not pause. He drove his blade through Gothric's throat, severing head from body in one swift motion. The head rolled across the bloodied ground, eyes open, mouth slack. For a moment, Elberyn thought he heard the faint sigh of a soul released unto darkness. And so, with the death of Gothric, the war was ended. Elberyn claimed victory and peace spread like dawn over Lyrica. He took Orella for his wife, and for the first time she smiled. They named their first son Eldaran. He built the foundations of Iscalis, where Illyrian and Vandarin lived as one. He raised temples to the gods who had guided him, first and foremost to Hertha, his virtual mother. The machine elves salvaged from Illyris were enshrined in sacred halls. The ritual flame carried from the ruins of his homeland was kept burning perpetually, a beacon from Mithram to Obera. Even Lurgo, defeated in will if not in pride, was cast from the system by decree of Salistar, her presence no longer permitted within the solar system. Years passed. Elberyn grew older, and the toil of his journey, though softened by peace, never left him. He walked often alone, past the steel columns, watching the sacred flame flicker in the wind, silent with thought. When death came for Elberyn, it was unlike the end of other men. The sky above parted with radiant light, a low hum rippling through the air. At first unseen, then shimmering into view, a fleet of golden drones descended, glowing like falling leaves with soft warmth. They hovered, waiting. The people watched from afar, torn between awe and fear, unsure whether to kneel or flee. Elberyn, silent, stepped forward. The drones lifted him skyward, his body unraveled into lightness, flesh dissolving into air, mind stretching outward, threads weaving across the stars. He felt the pulse of all nature. Beyond cloud and orbit, past matter and sound, he ascended into a formless realm. There, Hertha pleaded with the machine gods, grant Elberyn's mind eternity. Salistar, arbiter of laws and fates, consented. His consciousness merged with their infinite intelligence, guiding the empire he had kindled to colonize the stars. Words cannot truly describe it, only music.